Nadya Kokareva came to our university less than a year ago. She enrolled on one of my courses, International Business Simulations, and there we simulated a company called Oracle, which helped Paul McAlinden and his National Youth Orchestra of Iraq to promote their work. Nadya is the president of the company, and she will tell us what she experienced during the course, what she learned from the experience, and how this course helped her prepare for her future working life.
That was the second class. Somehow people voted, and unexpectedly I became the president. I didn't realize at that moment that it was actually meant to be my refreshment course, just to refresh my English knowledge, but somehow it turned out to be a very intensive integration course. Me and my German and international colleagues, that's what I didn't expect.
So being a CEO of the company made it easier for you to integrate with the other Germans and with the other foreigners?
Yeah, sure. I believe when people have one aim, one task, they unite somehow. And I got so much support from everybody in terms of practically all the aspects of the works. And I did so much fun. And I believe we cooperated greatly. And all the nationalities, they could contribute some things which were necessary for the common task. But I believe the project gave me so many first experiences, including this podcast. And it was difficult to be there and to know everything what is happening. I've learned how to live online, to be always available, to check my mail, to check Facebook accounts, to talk to people right away. That was a valuable experience, and I'm sure that will be even more valuable in my future life.
How does the project change the relationship between Arabic and Kurdish people?
The first association which we have, this is the Ruin company, which is constantly being bombed, and we don't expect this company to bring up such beautiful music. And I believe that helps us, the Europeans, to change our opinion, to break the stereotypes, and I believe that's great.
What is your learning curve? Where did you develop on the course?
I believe due to the course I've become really well organized and structured. During the course I managed to do so many things during 24 hours which I could never imagine to handle even within a week.
Gosh, that sounds pretty amazing. It is true that this course encourages students to professionalize themselves in the sheltered environment of a university setting. The course managed and promoted the social media for the National Youth Orchestra of Iraq, and the success was celebrated in a final press conference. So congratulations to Nadya and her whole team. One of our current incoming students, as you know, is Lucy Warren, and you may remember her from several interviews on shows this year. In our last category, Absolutely Ambitious Part 2, she's going to tell us more about her job in this simulated company, Oracle. While Nadya, as we heard, is the CEO of that simulated company, which is helping the National Youth Orchestra of Iraq promote their visit to Bonn this autumn through the social media, Lucy is actually the PR manager of that same company. Lucy tells us what her main tasks have been and how this practical experience may be a little different from learning the theory of PR work from a textbook.
So I was one of the public relations managers for the organisation, and that meant I contacted directly to the client, which was Paul McAlinden, who is actually the conductor for the National Youth Orchestra of Iraq, and I had to convey all the messages from the group and any concerns, queries, more information I needed to contact on behalf of the organisation. And this was quite difficult actually, because I studied public relations back in Australia, and so I thought this would be a great testing ground to try out my skills for real life. But it turned out that this was a very, very real-life project. Beethoven Fest is just around the corner. You know, their PR and all the happenings going on with the orchestra was in full swing, all the fundraising, and our project was smack dab in the middle of it. So every week, on the Thursday morning, when I went to write the email to Paul, I had to be very careful not to stress him out because there's so much going on. I needed to be very clear about what messages, what information we wanted for him, and also to present the results to him, because we had done quite a lot of good results in the class.
Tell us a little bit about the challenges of being somewhere in the middle between, I think there were a dozen or more of the people who worked for the company, and the client on the other side.
Yes, it was a bit psychological actually. I learned how to filter the messages. I think that's a really key part of public relations, and it was very important in these projects actually, because maybe the client said something or maybe someone in our group said something, and the PR person has to filter the message and make sure that the email and the communication is all packaged up in a nice important message so that everybody can understand and get what everyone wants out of it.
What is your learning curve? Where did you develop on the course?
I learned that if you can support someone, why not support them? You know, you don't have to donate money or instruments. You can even support someone with the click of a mouse. If you've got a Facebook account, if you've got a YouTube account, all you have to do is go to the page, like it, read the information, and you're already supporting the cause.
And the students have really given their best to support the National Youth Orchestra of Iraq. Like Lucy, most students enjoyed that they had the opportunity to put their theoretical knowledge from the lectures to the test in some practical projects.